this has got to be the most expensive way to save money on a trip. This is ridiculous. Welcome to Unmistakably Magic, the podcast where I obsess over theme park strategy so you don't waste your time or waste your money when you're in the parks. My name is Court, and today I want to talk about what is quite possibly the most expensive Disney World strategy that actually saves you a bunch of time and could save you a lot of money too if you do it right. So there's always a right way to do stuff. So today I'm going to share what that strategy is, how much it costs, the main benefits of this strategy, who it's for, maybe more importantly who it's not for, and when I would do it again. So what's the strategy? Paying a lot for a VIP tour. This is episode 78. Let's jump right in. So, I went to Disney World, and I splurged way too much money to do a VIP tour. I wanted to experience it. I wanted to see what it was like. I want to find out if it's worthwhile, because everyone is always like, oh, the VIP tour is way better than anything else out there. It's better than any other strategy. And while that might be true in a lot of senses, I don't know if it's entirely true. So let me back up a little bit. No, I did not spend $5,000 for this. There's a way to actually save a little bit of money on that front. That's not just have a bunch of people. But before I do that, yes, obviously, buying a VIP tour will give you the ability to ride many more rides without being on your phone all day. And I think that's really the big benefit number one. First main benefit, you're not glued to your phone while you're going through the parks here, as long as you can afford the VIP tour, right? And it doesn't quite work the way that you expect. Maybe. I didn't expect it to work this way. I thought it was a skip the line pass to anything. Just go right on. You choose, oh, I want to ride Test Track today. Yeah, let's ride Test Track. Let's just go right on, right? Go through the exit, maybe a secret back door. No, it doesn't work that way. There's no special line that tour guides can get you through. If you're going on a Lightning Lane attraction, so like Test Track, you just go through the regular Lightning Lane. That's it. And that's for any Lightning Lane ride, including the single pass rides, which is another big benefit here. So you're not glued to your phone. You don't have to spend extra to go ride Rise of the Resistance or Guardians of the Galaxy or Tron or Seven Dwarfs or Flight of Passage if you choose to go to Animal Kingdom. But you get to go on the Lightning or through the Lightning Lane line on any attraction that you want to get on whenever you want to do it. So if it's not a Lightning Lane attraction, though, you do get to go through the exit. But there's like six rides, 6 attractions at Disney World that aren't on Lightning Lane. They have done a great job of getting everything on Lightning Lane over there. Another thing that I thought would be included but wasn't are meals. You don't get any meals. You do get 2 snacks, one of which is a premium snack, which basically means a snack item that is over $10 in value, while the other snack has to be under $10. So one's over, one's under. Starbucks does count. That's actually what we ended up using our premium snack option on. So that's kind of nice if you really need your coffee and need to make sure that you got that taken care of. You can use Starbucks. Starbucks will do that for you. Your VIP guide will go get Starbucks for you, which is also another nice little perk. You have a person helping you throughout your entire day. You're not on this alone. You do get whatever drinks you want that are sold at the carts and stands throughout all the parks, though. So, like, those little individual carts and stands that have, like, the fake ice that holds or displays whatever it is that they're selling. So that's, like, water, soda, which is Sprite, Diet Coke, Coke, I think, are the main ones. Monster, you can grab those. And whatever those, like, $5 to $7 drinks are that you can get at any walk-up stand. Smart Water is also one of those. So if you don't like Dasani, get a VIP tour. You get all the Smart Water you want. Your tour guide will go and get all those things for you as well. So you don't have to wait in line to like get your waters after you're hopping in or out of a line. Most of the time, your guide will actually have something waiting for you when you get off of a ride, which, at least for me, made me feel very bougie. So that was pretty nice. You can't really get that anywhere else either. I thought that was nice. Your guide does a great job of asking you, hey, do you need some water? Hey, do we need a refill on anything? Hey, are you all doing good? We staying hydrated? What's happening? What's going on? Actually, during our tour, it started to rain right before we were hopping on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So we rode it. We rode Mickey and Minnie's. Our guide, when we got off, grabbed us a bunch of ponchos. And perfect Florida weather, Orlando weather timing, it stopped raining as soon as our guy got those ponchos. So they were of no use to us that day, but we got ponchos. And it was no additional cost to us. So it was included just something nice that our guide was doing for us to make sure that we were taken care of. And I think that's a really big, just kind of extra little thing that you get with the VIP. I mean, yes, you get a VIP tour guide. But honestly, you're not going to be making up the cost of the VIP price by drinking a ton of Coke or eating 2 pretzels or getting free ponchos because it's raining. You can just buy those things without having to go on a VIP. So what are the perks that you get that are actually exclusive to this experience? Is there anything that really justifies the price tag? Because, I mean, honestly, even Lightning Lane, you can just pay to go skip the lines. And you can now pay to go skip the lines on any Lightning Lane ride that you want, anytime you want. You don't have to book the times. So the exclusives that you get are, you get to go on any ride that you want, whenever you want, with little to no wait. So you basically have Lightning Lane Premier Pass Plus, I guess, because Disney loves to throw plus on top of everything. So what that plus is the ability to ride multiple times. So you want to ride Space Mountain 12 times? You can do that. It's a small world all day. Have at it. In fact, actually, our guide said that they have a group who regularly books tour guides, VIP tours, just to ride Small World all day. So they're spending the money to just lap Small World. And truthfully, if anyone is part of that group who is listening here, I want in. I want to know how you do that. I would love to get Small World stuck in my head all day long. And apparently it's an annual thing. So if you got room, I'm in. Hit me up. There are a few caveats, though, to this unlimited ride deal. So you have to go through the Lightning Lane line. Already kind of discussed that earlier. And you are limited to 2 rides on some of the rides. So the main ones, like Guardians, Tron, Slinky Dog Dash, and Rise, you are limited to twice during your VIP tour. Supposedly, if it's a super busy time of year, you're only limited to 1 ride on those. So you can't just lap Tron all day long. As awesome as that would be, and as great as a time that would be, not happening. Doesn't matter how dead the parks are. Doesn't matter how chill everything is. Doesn't matter how much you try to convince your VIP guide to do this. You are limited to a max of 2 times on Tron. So any ride that doesn't have a Lightning Lane, though, you can go through the exit of the ride, which, again, really is not a lot, because Disney World has done a magnificent job of converting most of their rides to include Lightning Lane, and incentivizing you to purchase Lightning Lane. So that's big perk number 1. You get to re-ride as many times as you want, barring some exceptions, but you basically get to re-ride whatever you want as many times as you want. Big perk number 2, you skip the main entrance to the park, which is huge. It had been a while since I'd been to Disney World, and after the VIP day, it was so cumbersome to have to go through the main park entrances and then make your way to the back of the park where all the rides are that you want to ride. So here, if you're doing a VIP, you're going to be picked up or meet your tour guide wherever you want on property. So for us, that was from our hotel that we were staying at. You could do it at, you could meet them at a park. So we could have started out and said, hey, we're just going to, meet you at Epcot. And then they would meet us there, and we'd meet up with them. We'd say hi. They'd introduce themselves. We'd go in, and we'd be good to go. So you're given some options on where, and you get to decide where you want to meet your guide and start your tour. Again, for us, we wanted to start at the hotel that we were staying at because we were trying to surprise someone, which was successful. It was a good surprise. So you could be picked up first thing in the morning at your hotel if you want to get to Animal Kingdom, where you'll be taken to a backstage entrance. Or you could meet at Epcot. You could meet wherever. If you are picked up at a hotel, though, you're going to go through a backstage entrance to any park that you start at. So they all have a backstage entrance. Animal Kingdoms is near Pandora. Hollywood Studios is in the plaza by Rock and Roller Coaster. And Magic Kingdom is just off of Main Street, kind of halfway down Main Street. And Epcot actually has 2 entrances that VIP guides use and that you could be dropped off at. One is by Remy's, and one is right next to the exit of Guardians of the Galaxy. So when you first start your tour, you get to go to your first park. You'll have a security check there. They'll scan your tickets, your Magic Bands, annual passes. If you're doing Park Hopper, if you're going from one park to another, you do need to make sure that you have a Park Hopper ticket. And no, the ticket is not included in the VIP price tag. So you do need to be aware of that. Do need to make sure that you're taking that into account when you're doing this. And after that, you don't have to check your tickets ever again. You don't have to go through a security ever again. It is just backstage around. And this is kind of perk 2.5. I guess your guide will drive you from one park to the next and will take you through each entrance. So each backstage entrance is what I mean there when I say each entrance. So you don't have to wait for the monorail. You don't have a long walk to your car. There's no boat hopping. You hop in a van and go straight to your next destination. And you exit through that backstage entrance / exit as well. So you don't even walk through the main entrances ever. I guess if you wanted to do some shopping or something, you could. But honestly, that backstage entrance exit, the guide driving us to and from whatever park we wanted to go, that perk alone is almost worth the price to me. It almost made that price tag totally justifiable just on that alone, because the convenience factor there, you can't pay for that anywhere else. You can't get that any other way. And it's so nice, especially at Disney World, where park hopping can take like an hour to go from one park to the next. This one, it was maybe 20 minutes was our longest drive. And I think that was from Epcot to Magic Kingdom. So, truthfully, not a bad deal at all. It's all air conditioned as well. So you got AC blasting you between the parks. But it's so nice not having to deal with the crowds getting in and out of a park, not having to deal with the crowds, the lines, the obnoxiousness of getting on a bus, on a monorail, even on a boat. As efficient and great as Disney transportation is, this perk is so underrated to me. And I can't believe people don't highlight it more. Because honestly, it makes it so easy to get from one park to the next. So, perk number 1, you do get those entrances into the Lightning Lane lines. Perk number 2, quite possibly the best perk. Perk number 2, you skip the main park entrances. Perk number 3, you are taken care of the entire time by your guide. So if you put in a mobile order, your guide will get it for you. If you need a water, your guide will get it faster than you can, have it waiting for you while you're off doing whatever fun thing you want to be doing. If it starts raining, your guide will get you ponchos. Your guide is more than just someone walking you around the parks, someone there to just chat with. They're there to make sure that you have a great time and probably more importantly, a comfortable time. Because let's be honest, Florida weather, that Orlando heat can make for a very uncomfortable theme park experience. So you have someone there all the time taking care of you. You can chat with them. You can get them going on whatever conversation you want to go on with the parks. They are knowledgeable on every front of the parks. They are very knowledgeable on all that. I had a blast talking with our guide. It was a great time. Perk number 4, you get preferred seating and viewing at shows. So this includes all of the daytime shows at the parks. So like the Beauty and the Beast show at Hollywood Studios, whatever shows you just want to see there, you'll get it, as well as nighttime ones. So parades are included in that too. So if you want to see the daytime parade at Magic Kingdom, I think they still do that. The daytime parade at Magic Kingdom, you get it. That's awesome. When we were there, the Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade, we got to see that parade. I think it was the second showing or third showing ever. We got to see it from the upper level of the Main Street train station. And afterwards, we were whisked away by our VIP guide to the lawn in front of Cinderella's castle to watch Happily Ever After. And I got to lay down in a Disney park in the middle of one of, if not the most visited Disney parks in the world. I got to lay down and watch the fireworks. And if you would have ever told me that I would have the ability to lay down right in front of Cinderella Castle and watch one of the most popular fireworks shows ever made and be able to see everything so I didn't miss anything, no one was standing in front of me to make that impossible, I got to see everything in the show, there's no shot I would have believed you. And that, I think, is also the other perk in combination with the transportation perk. Those two make it such an enjoyable experience. And I think those two are, at least in my mind, the way to justify or get something that you can't get elsewhere. Because Lightning Lane, you can just buy Lightning Lanes. You can do Lightning Lane Premier Pass, and it's effectively the same thing. But this way, you truly get an experience that you can't get anywhere else or any other way, and it elevates it. It makes it so much better. Perk number 5, you get the option of buying some VIP merch. You're not going to be VIP merch, but you can buy VIP merch. So this is only in Magic Kingdom. So if you're going, you do have to go to Magic Kingdom at Disney World. It counts against your time with your guide because you are limited on how much time you actually get. That does fluctuate with the price. So the price fluctuates with how much time you buy or purchase for your guide, which I'll get into here in a bit. Make sure that we're all on the same page there. And the merch can only be purchased on the tour. So you do have to take out time of your tour. You do need to make sure that your tour goes to Magic Kingdom in order to buy this stuff. And you still have to buy it. It's not included. So there are options there to do that. So I'm not a huge merch guy, but there were some cool things. There was like a hat, a little water bottle carrier thing, ears that could attach to your hat, stuff like that, where it makes it a little extra. You do get a pin included every time that you go on a VIP guide, and they do change. They do swap out. They do rotate through. They are exclusive to whatever time of year you go or whatever year you go. So you do get a pin no matter what. So you do get a little bit of merchandise regardless of if you choose to buy something. But they are exclusive. These pieces of merch are exclusive to the VIP tours only. So you can't buy them anywhere else unless you're like going on eBay or something. But you can't buy them just as a regular visitor to the park. And perk number 6 here, if there's a ride that you wanted to go on your tour, but it was closed, you couldn't ride it for whatever reason, your guide can actually load it into your Lightning Lane, load in a Lightning Lane for you on your app so that you can use it later on in your trip. So, for example, I experienced this firsthand. On our guide, on our tour, we wanted to ride Test Track 3.0, because it just opened up. But it was down for weather when we were in Epcot, and so our guide got all of our names loaded in a Lightning Lane that we could have used any time. We ended up using it the next day. So if there's a ride you really want to ride and it goes down while you're in the park, maybe the weather delays it, like what happened here at Test Track. It's just broken down. There's a mechanical issue. Maybe it's just struggling for the day. Tell your guide, hey, I was really looking forward to that. That was like it, and we talked about doing this. Like, they'll take care of you. They'll make sure that you're able to ride it. They'll load in a Lightning Lane, and it's basically like having Lightning Lane Premier for that specific attraction, whatever that attraction is. So you do get that. But all of these perks, all of this stuff, all of this experience, of course, comes at a cost. So what was the cost? Well, normally it's at least $5,000 for a 7-hour tour for up to 10 people. So you do have a minimum number of hours that you must pay for, and a maximum number of people that can join. But there's at least one way to save a little bit of money on this. I don't know if they do annual pass holder discounts. I don't think they do. But if you're staying club level at one of the deluxe resorts and they haven't sold as many VIP tours as they would like to, Disney will get in touch with you and offer you a discounted rate. So when we went, we got a 7-hour tour for like $3,500, which was like a good actual amount of savings. It was kind of crazy. So you can always add more time on top of that. So if you book 7 hours, but you end up wanting to do, maybe your tour starts in the morning and you end up wanting to do a couple hours longer in like Magic Kingdom or something, you can add it on a whim. They will cost more money, obviously, so they will charge you per hour to do that. So you will just be charged whatever the hourly rate is for every additional fraction of an hour that you get. So even if you just take 10 more minutes, still gonna be an extra full hour there. So there's a little strategy here. Strategy within the strategy. The strategy of the VIP is to make sure that you end it with your park closing, because then you can't be charged anymore. So just whatever park is that you are going to, end your VIP tour when that park ends. So if that means that you have to start your VIP a little bit later on in the day, like what we ended up doing, we started in the afternoon, that's fine. Start it later, end it when the park closes. That way you will not be charged any extra on top of that. So this whole cost, as I said earlier, does not include your park tickets, any meals that you eat outside of the included snacks and or drinks that you get, and the clock starts when you first meet your guide and ends when you say goodbye to them. So, or when the park closes, whichever one happens there. So either you get into a line or get situated for a show, your guide can absolutely get you set up in that. So if you want to close out the day at Magic Kingdom with a ride on Tron, your guide will scan you in, and then you will say, okay, see ya. If you're right at your time, you can say, see ya. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. We're going to go ride Tron, and your guide will say goodbye to you. And that's how you can end it. And the total cost also does not include a tip, which is typically about another $100 per person in your party. So take all of that into account when you're budgeting. So for us, we had, I think, 7 people, so another $700 on top of our $3,500 group fee that we had was the total price on that, which is $4,200, because I can do math really quickly. So we paid total $4,200. That included our tip, and that was the total cost of our VIP. So do take into account meals are not included, park tickets are not included, and the tip is not included. But it is basically expected that you do tip. I know it's called a tip, but it is basically expected that happens. So take that all into account when you're budgeting out your trip if you want to experience this. And speaking of experiences, I do want to go over my experience. So there's a bit more to getting some value out of a VIP beyond just being able to ride whatever ride you want to ride. I said ride like 6 times there. That was fun. So the 7-hour limit is really something that you can work with to either make the most out of your tour, or it's something that will kind of restrict you, and you'll probably walk away feeling like you could have gotten a bit more. So when you get picked up, when your tour starts, what park you go to, and of course, what you do on your tour are all factors in getting the most out of it. And I can't believe you actually you've spent $5,000, over $5,000. Why do we have to do all of this? So I'm here to help you out. Here's the tips. Here are some things that you need to know, especially if you're one who is booking the tour, because you're the one to make all of these calls. So if you're booking the tour, you'll get contacted to figure out a rough itinerary. Just kind of say, hey, what rides are we trying to get on? What parks are we trying to go on? Where do we want to get picked up at? What time do we want to get picked up at? And when is our tour going to start and end? So be ready to know how long you want your tour to be, when you want it to start, where you want to be picked up at, and a good idea of what you want to get done while on the tour. So it doesn't have to be exhaustive. You don't have to plan it all out, but just make sure you know generally, here's our rough plan. Here's, for sure, you need to know where you want to get picked up at, where you want to meet your tour guide at, I should say, and when you want to meet your tour guide and when you want to get the thing started. So be a little strategic with it. So we started our tour later in the day. It was around 2-ish, just to make sure that we ended in Magic Kingdom to catch those nighttime shows, that nighttime parade, and Happily Ever After, while still having a little time afterwards to get on Seven Dwarfs and Tron. So personally, I think this is the best way to plan it out, because you do have that hard stop right at the end, so there's no risk of extending your tour time just because you want to hop on Tron one more time or something like that, whatever it may be. You do have that hard stop there. So I like that. I also like that we got to end our time in Magic Kingdom, so we got to take advantage of the nighttime shows there as well. So we got the full show experience where we got to sit on top of Main Street Station as well as lay in the grass at Cinderella's Castle to watch Happily Ever After. So we kind of got the double dip there and still didn't really miss out on any of the major rides that at least we wanted to ride. Nighttime Tiana's is a walk on all the time, so not a big deal. So I liked it. I thought it was good. We were staying at the Grand Floridian. We got picked up from there. We went straight to Hollywood Studios. We were able to knock out Rock and Roller Coaster right out of the gate, Rise of the Resistance, Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, Mickey and Minnie's, and we hopped on Tower of Terror on our way out. So Hollywood Studios is, I think for everyone, a very ride-heavy park. But I think you can also use it to your advantage to strategize, even when you're in the park, your route to go through. And your tour guide will help you out with this, absolutely. If you're like, yeah, we just want to do all the major rides at Hollywood Studios, they'll ask you, what is that to you? And then they'll map out the route to go through to really maximize your ride time and do this right for you. So starting out with Rock and Roller Coaster because you dropped off right there, and ending with Tower of Terror because you have to also be picked up basically right there as well. Probably a good way to do that, and then do the rest of the park in between there. So I really like that. After we got on Tower of Terror, we hopped over to Epcot with a cream cheese pretzel in hand. So we hopped off of Tower of Terror, got some water. Our guide got us water, I should say, because we didn't have to get anything. Our guide got us some water, got us a cream cheese pretzel. That was snack number one. And then we hopped over to Epcot to ride Guardians, and we were anticipating Test Track. But like I said, we got rained out on Test Track, so we got landing lanes loaded into our accounts that were good anytime that we were there, so we used them the next day. So then after Epcot, we went over to Magic Kingdom, and when we got off at Guardians, our guide was there yet again with some Starbucks to help keep that caffeine drive alive. So the caffeine really help us close out the rest of our day. And on our way from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, we mobile ordered Casey's. We got to hang out on the top floor of the Main Street Station where there were some drinks, some fun props for us to take pictures with. So we took a bunch of pictures right on the Main Street Station, which as the sun was setting was just so magical. It was awesome. And we waited for Starlight to start, and we got to watch it again from Main Street Station. So we were elevated up a little bit. And I don't think you can actually do this without a VIP. So I think this is an exclusive viewing area. So it was really cool seeing Starlight from that elevated viewpoint, because there are so many of those floats are tall. So it was like the cast members that were in the show were looking straight at us kind of face to face, which was a unique perspective. And I thought it was cool. It was fun seeing that for the first time from that viewpoint. And now whenever I go back and see it, I'll see it the normal way, the way it was probably intended to be viewed, and it'll be an entirely different experience. So after Starlight, we went to the castle courtyard and sat down on the grass to watch Happily Ever After. Sat down, laid down, and were able to see Happily Ever After from the best viewpoint possible. And it was just, again, very magical, very awesome. We could spread out, didn't have to wait 2 hours for a good seat or a good spot to see. We could sit down. In fact, I laid down to watch Happily Ever After while it was going on. And right At the end of it, our guide ushered us out because we wanted to hop on Seven Dwarfs and Tron. So we were able to do that. We kind of caught the tail end of Happily Ever After, the last like 3 minutes or something. As we were walking out, hopped on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and then we just barely made it onto Tron right as our 7-hour time limit was reached. So it was awesome. We were one of the last ones off of Tron at the end of the night, which, I mean, that ride just needs to come to Disneyland in some form, because I go to Disneyland way more than Disney World, and my goodness, bring Tron to Disneyland. Put Tron everywhere, honestly. Walking off of that at the end of the night as one of the last people was pure magic. Just incredible. 10 out of 10 would recommend. In all, we were able to knock out 9 of the most in-demand rides across 3 parks and saw 2 nighttime shows in areas where the general public aren't. They're just not there. So I think the real victory of this, though, was doing this all on our first park day, which made the remaining 2 days that we spent at Disney World so much more enjoyable. It was a night and day difference in how my stress levels were, my drive to ride everything was. It was such an elite move. And that's, I think, the big strategy that you can't buy anywhere else. If you're going to do a VIP tour, do it on the first day. Do it on your first park day, not the day you get in. Do it on your first park day, because it makes the rest of your trip so much more relaxing and so much more enjoyable. Just massively more enjoyable. So with the remainder of our time, we didn't buy any lightning lanes for anything. I waited in longer lines than I have in years, and it was the most enjoyable, least stressful time that I've had in a theme park in a long, long time. And truthfully, that's what you're paying for when you book a VIP. You're paying for that thing that you can't get any other way. The peace of mind that you get by knowing that you have experienced everything that you wanted to, so the rest of your trip is just stress-free. It is enjoyable. I didn't mind missing rope drop the next day. I was exhausted, and I didn't mind missing rope drop the next day. I didn't mind waiting 75 minutes for Flight of Passage. That was fine. I didn't mind using extended evening hours to ride Remy's instead of Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot, because we already did it all. The VIP afforded me something that almost nobody gets at Disney World, or really any theme park for that matter. A relaxing theme park vacation. But would I do it again? Is it worth it to do it again? And is it worth it for you to do? Is it a viable option for somebody to do? Now, it absolutely is not an automatic yes. But next time I'm going to Disney World, I will absolutely sit down, look at the price of the VIP for that time of year that I'm going, and figure out how many fewer days that I would need to go to offset the cost. I will do some math on there, because I genuinely feel like we got 2, maybe 3 days of rides in during our tour. So I wouldn't say that VIP is for everyone, but if you're in a decent sized group, probably 6 to 10 people, you're celebrating something, maybe like a major birthday or an anniversary, or you're willing to cut down your trip by a few days, I think it's absolutely worth it. This is something that you should not just throw away and say, oh, it's $5,000, it's $6,000. There's no way we could afford that. Well, you can, because you could skip out on some other things. I would personally trade 2 days of my park time at Disney World to do a Disney or do a VIP tour. And I think about 2 days for 5 to 6 people is probably what it's going to cost to offset that. So the cost is roughly the same when you factor in maybe your tickets, your food, your hotels. When you factor all of that in, it's $5,000 is not hard to add up, especially these days at Disney World. So if you're willing to cut down on a couple of days, which I probably would. Not going to lie, next time, especially if, again, like I said earlier, if there's like a major birthday or an anniversary or something that you're celebrating, consider cutting down a couple of days in order for you to make this a viable option for you and not blow your budget, not make it, ridiculous for you. I think there's a couple other ways to do this too. So if you're already looking at doing Lightning Lane Premier for your park days, do the math to see if a VIP tour makes sense. So when I was on my tour, I was actually just chatting with friend of the show, Wade, to calculate this out because he was talking about, why not just do Premier Pass if you're already going to do it? So the average of $5,000 for VIP and an average of $300 per person per park day for Lightning Lane Premier, if you have 4 people, the break-even point is about 4 days. So 4 people buying Lightning Lane Premier per park, 1 day at each park, might as well just do a VIP. That's your break-even point. So with 6 people, it's just under 3 days. So if you have 6 people, you could probably make the argument, you don't need Lightning Lane at all in Animal Kingdom. I know you don't. Anyone could make that argument, much less spend the $300-ish on Lightning Lane Premier at Animal Kingdom. Well, if you have 6 people, you can get all 3 other parks basically done, no problem, and not do Animal Kingdom, just do a regular park day at Animal Kingdom, truthfully, a regular half park day at Animal Kingdom, and you're still going to be fine. You would still come out ahead or roughly the same, and you get those additional perks besides just being able to sit in the Lightning Lane line. Like I said earlier, with the VIP guide, the transportation, the VIP merch, all those things that I highlighted earlier, you get that, and it's roughly the same cost if you have 6 people and we're thinking about buying Lightning Lane Premier. Look at that. You no longer do, and you still get, all the same benefit. And if you're going with like 8 people, it's 2 days of Lightning Lane Premier Pass. So, again, sit down, do the math. Probably don't immediately rule it out, but understand the downside to using this strategy to ride more while paying less. And if you want to actually pay less, you need to cut down somewhere. So that could be your overall time. That could be your Lightning Lane Premier Pass, the most comparable option that they have. It could just be not doing Lightning Lane, period, right? Because that's now like $30 per person per day. You're going to have to spend a lot more days there to make that break-even point purely on the Lightning Lane side. But again, you could just cut down on your overall time at Disney World, which for you may not be worth it. And I think that's who this is not for. A VIP is not for someone who enjoys just existing in the parks for as long as possible. If you are going to Disney World to just have a time, hang out in the parks, ride a couple rides, enjoy the food, be very casual with your time, and you don't really care about having to get on everything all the time or seeing every show, and you want to maximize the amount of time at Disney World that you get, a VIP is probably not for you. Because a VIP will break the bank if that's what you're trying to do. So the big pro is you will actually have a relaxing Disney World vacation, which is a rare thing indeed. But is that worth it to you? That's the $1 million question. That's what we're trying to answer here. And that actually brings us to the end of our show. So who do I think it's for? I think it's for anyone who is trying to maximize the rides and is willing to look at the cost of what it would be to cut back on a couple days in order to substitute this in for maybe a few more days in the parks, and then use it on your first park day to help enhance and maximize and enjoy, because you will truly enjoy the rest of your time at Disney World. And again, that is so difficult to come by. Well, there you have it. The VIP tour strategy, its pros, its cons, when it makes sense, when it doesn't make sense. And I'm sure I will be talking about it again in the future. But for now, thank you so much for listening to Unmistakably Magic. I hope this helps you in planning your next Disney World trip. As usual, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps out way more than you know. If I brought any points up that you liked, please share this. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone who you would consider doing a VIP with. Share it with someone who you're just trying to convince doing a VIP with, because maybe this is a different perspective, specifically kind of running the cost analysis. And when you're planning your trip, you're sitting down, figuring out how many days you want to spend at Disney World. Maybe this is worth it. Maybe this is the way to enjoy your Disney World vacation. I know it was certainly the best way for me to enjoy my Disney World vacation, and certainly a magnificent way, a different way of going to the parks. And I'm curious, have you ever been on a Disney VIP excursion? Have you been on a Disney World VIP tour? If so, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Did you feel like it was overpriced? I'm sure many of you who haven't been, as I was before I went, thought it was overpriced. You probably still think it's overpriced. I think in some aspects it might be a little overpriced, but I don't think it is as overpriced as everyone is thrown out there. It's not. I think you can justify it. There are perks that you get, and if you do it in the right way and are willing to cut down a little bit on your total time at Disney World, it's not overpriced, and there's ways to do it. So do you wish you got something different for the price? I personally wish that meals were included. At least one meal. Just give me like a quick service. Like, don't make me mobile order something and then, yes, the guide, go pick it up, which is so awesome, so convenient, so nice. But don't make me like pay for it. I'm dropping 5 G's. Like, come on. I can get more than 2 pretzels. That'd be so nice. Just include a quick service, or have a little bit more. There were some snacks when you first walk into whatever park you're going to. So there were some snacks there that you could grab. They were just like little pretzel bags. Nothing crazy, but like, just give me a meal, whether it's in the beginning of my tour, the middle of my tour, or right at the end of my tour, or like even a voucher or something, or like some credit. Give me like, I don't know, $20 a person, $30 a person to give it. Just load in. You have the dining plan, Disney. Just load in the dining plan on there for a quick service meal. That would be the little perk that I think would send it over the edge to say, okay, this is not as ridiculous. Or I think it would shut down quite a few of the instant haters of it. Man, Disney, if you're listening, no one at Disney listens to this, but maybe one day, if you just load in a quick service meal per person that's in there, the satisfaction score's got to be already really high, but it's going to instantly just like elevate it. Like, there's free satisfaction scores for you right there. That'd be awesome. That's the one thing I wish was different with this price. Tickets, I understand, that's fine, whatever. But the meals, man, just give me a quick service. That's all I ask. That's all you need. Those are my thoughts. I'm curious yours. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share. Sharing really helps out the show more than you know. But with that, I hope you have a magical week, and I'll see you real soon.